Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Etiat Abdamas Abraham. You can call me Etty. Today we will be getting into introduction to machine learning, but we'll start with the basics. We're talking about means, median, our standard deviation, and variance, and we would start with our task, which is usually the best way to go. We're gonna start with learning or using Microsoft's Azure. And in this task, we have a file that contains some information. Let's go ahead and download this file. All right, and this file contains information about salaries and population are from a Russian data set. I will create a new folder to house this. It's our first exercise one. Go here. All right, so let's get into this. Let's upload this file, see what it looks like. Right, so we can open this with Google Sheets. Awesome. And you can see we have four fields, the region, salary, and population. This is in Russian and this is in English. Let's go to the instructions. As you can see, someone has forgotten to put in the correct data for this region, so we need to delete those regions. So let's start with the Republic of North Ossetia. All right, let's go here. Let's look for this data. And I usually like to make a copy. So let's make a copy of this sheet. So we keep our original data set. Duplicate. Let's rename this as exercise one, our salary and population. All right. So let's look for that data set again. Here we go. And delete row. We also have Tomsk region. Control F, Control V, select and delete row. And finally, we have Ivan Oval. Control F, find and delete. Okay. So far our data set looks okay. We have total of 83 records. That's including the header. So that's 82. I want to download this data set as CSV, comma separated values. So we have that there. All right. So we need to get into our Azure, and you can access that from studio azureml.net. I know that this Azure is gonna stop functioning soon, would retire in 2024. We got time. All right, so we go to experiments to just do the sign up and all that. And the first thing we want to do is get our data set into the system. So you have to look below here and you click a new from local, upload your data sets. And I think this is our data set, exercise one, yes. So open and make sure that this is with header, the CSV file. All right, you can put a description if you want. And you can see it's uploading the data set. And our data set is here. So we can basically work with this data set in our experiments. We're going to create an experiment. Our goal and objective is to figure out the mean of the salary, the median of the salary, the variance, and the standard deviation. I mean, which is easy for us to quickly do from here, just to make sure we're on the safe side. You can always use your Google Sheets, but we want to get familiar with more ML techniques. Median or mean is basically the average, so you can see that number there. All right, so let's get into the experiment mode. So you go to your experiments and you create a new experiment from a blank sheet, and you want to select your data set. So you pick up the data set, and from these data sets, you can already see what it looks like. You can visualize it. Look at the region, look at the average salaries. You can also see the median deviations here. And what you really want to do is get the columns from this data set. So on the left side, you have a lot of functionalities that you can drag and drop, quite easy and nice. So these columns would help us select a column or feature of interest, right? So you select the the component and you launch the selector, and you can see the list of fields, right? We're interested in salaries, so we select that, and we're good. And you can already just run this experiment to see what it looks like. So would just process the initial data, even though we've not really done anything, and you can visualize the results right here. Right click on the component and visualize. You can already see this the average salary data set is there. You can see some data points, but we are interested in sample mean, right? Sample mean is 39132, and we can already see that is absolutely correct from our from Azure 39132. We can already see the median 33029. What does 33029? So we're good with that. I mean, we could also double check our data points with more statistical functions. And when you look at this, we have compute elementary stats, so like ABC, like the hello world of stats, right? You can see how I'm connecting our these components together, right? And I'm gonna run this experiment. Or I forgot to show you something. So the elementary stats here that I have used, move this to the left, is deviation squared. So I want to look at, let's say, median, for instance. Right, we go to median and we run the experiment again. We already have the median, right? We already have the median here. So let's just double check and see what we get. Da da da. Back here. Let's see. Result data sets visualize. And we have a median. That looks correct, right? 33029.5. But let's get more into details for the variance. Here we have 2734 longish number, and you want to, aren't they nice? You want to get more into that statistics. So you select our, what are we looking for? Median, right? So there are a couple of our functionalities here. So let's do, well, we've done median, so we want to do more of variance, population variance. Let's run the experiment again. And we'll view here, and boom, select a component, visualize the result data set, and boom, your number is correct. Double check. Oh, yes, we're looking good. I mean, not me, but I mean, me too. Why is this guy so hard to move around? Right, you see that number? That's the variance. It looks accurate. It looks accurate, right? And you want to do also the same thing for the last question, which is the standard deviation of the salary. So you also select that component and move away from variance to standard deviation. Let's see where is, so this is sample standard deviation. Let's run that and see what we get. Right. It's quick, it's quite fast. And click result set, visualize, and 16638. So let's go to question 165. All right, they asked for standard deviation. We did sample. Let's see if we want to do population or standard deviation. Let's see, population standard deviation is different from sample deviation. So let's run this. And boom, result data set, visualize, and we are looking absolutely good. So we've done this in 10 minutes. Great. More series coming through. Have a beautiful day. Peace.